Everybody, welcome back to Exploring Temecula. In today's video, I am going to give my opinion on what I see or where I see the local real estate market going in the next 3 to 6 months. By no means can you take this to the bank. All I can tell you is that I look at this stuff daily. I really keep track of things that are going on locally. I'm in deals myself. My wife's an appraiser. So all of these things that I get to see are going to sway my opinion and hopefully at least give you some idea of what could happen in the near future for the local Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee real estate market. If you watch my videos, my monthly market videos, that would be more concrete information. Even though I can't project out months in advance of what's going to happen with those videos, at least you have numbers that do not lie straight from the MLS in real time. So if you are interested in those market videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're licensed as a brokerage. We're licensed as a real estate appraisal company. We have over 50 reviews on Google, 5-star reviews. So if you're in the market to either buy or sell real estate, please give us a call, reach out. We'd be glad to help you. So with having said all of that, let's get into the video. Okay, so first thing, my last market update video, we saw a huge push up in the average sales price for Temecula homes. And I thought about this for, a few days. And here's the thing, guys, with interest rates rising so fast, I think that there was a huge push for buyers to, find a home and get in a home with interest rates still at the low historic levels. And in my opinion, I do think that push for the next month, maybe 2, 3, 4 months, is going to be similar because people fear that interest rates are going to rise to 7, 8, 9%. So if you see a higher average home sales price in these 3 cities, that could be almost the panic last chance low interest rates for buyers just getting in the homes. Also, I do think that unlike the stock market and definitely unlike cryptocurrency, the pain is going to be, if there's pain, it's going to be slower. It's going to be months before we see, there's more lag time. Interest rates are going to rise. You still have people in escrows that could take 30 to 40 days to close. You still have people looking that have locked, just got an offer accepted, just locked their rate. That's going to be 30 to 60. Then you're going to have the interest rates rise. And again, in a month or two, you're going to see people scared because interest rates are 6%. And they're going to say to themselves, this is the last chance I'm going to have to buy before interest rates go up. So let's get in a home. So I do see in the near future, home prices steadily staying steady. The inventory is what is going to keep this housing market propped up for however long the actual inventory is low. Now, moving forward, what I do see happening is, as a buyer, you're not necessarily going to get the lower price, in regards to, I was shopping at 700, now homes are worth 600,000 on those average homes. I don't think you're going to see that. What I do see happening is the sellers and what they've been able to do in the last 2 years is just unbelievable. So you're not going to see 2 months free rent back. You're not going to see no repairs. You're not going to see countering out termite. You're not going to see never getting an offer accepted if you're contingent on selling your home. So I think just the terms of the contract moving forward are going to alleviate and become a little more in the buyer's favor. It was insane, ridiculous, and maybe this is a good thing for buyers, taking back some of the things that they've had to deal with over the last year and a half. So again, this is just my prediction. I don't think we're going to see a huge price drop over the next 3 to 6 months, But I do think we're going to see, in many cases, it easier for a buyer to get an offer accepted, and more, the terms being better for the buyer than in the past year and a half.
Okay guys, I also want to just quickly show you, just for your own eyes, where and why I see the market shifting. Very, very simple. So interest rates, let's just say they're at 5.5 right now. We're buying a $600,000 home, 20% down. None of this really matters, because the only thing that I want to show you is the total monthly payment. So at 5.5%, we're at $3,525. At 3%, which was, let's just call it 6 months ago, we're at $2,824. So $700 difference in literally 6 months. Also, you put on top of that gas prices, and you have families in California probably spending, if they wanted to buy a home now at the same price, with gas prices, over $1,000 more a month, coming out of their bank account. And I just don't know how sustainable this is going to be. That is a huge jump. Now, just again, interest rates are going to go up more. So at $600,000, let's just say they get to 7%, $3,900. So if interest rates in the next year get to 7%, and we're almost at a $4,000 a month house payment on a $600,000 home, in my opinion, there's zero chance that home prices will not level off or become at least a little more stable, because I don't know of too many people that not only can't afford $4,000 a month on a house payment, but also would actually qualify.
Okay, so next I wanted to talk about locally things falling out of escrow. I'm seeing that more and more than I've seen in 2 years. And just my opinion on, again, the market is having a little shift, and why I feel that that's happening. Number one, interest rates. I can tell you in my own deal, one of them right now, the listing agent was nervous because of how fast interest rates are up. He's texting me, making sure that my buyers still qualified with that higher interest rate. So that, I'm sure, is happening throughout the United States, and even here locally, where your debt to income ratio is tight, interest rates rise, the buyer doesn't qualify for that home anymore if they haven't locked their rate. Okay, number two, another reason why homes might be falling out of escrow is just the fear right now. If you look at the stock market, if you look at cryptocurrency, these are things that have dropped in many cases, especially the NASDAQ, tech stocks and crypto, like an absolute rock in the last month and a half. And that might be creating some fear for certain buyers. If you're heavily invested in those two sectors, and you're waking up every morning seeing 20% or 10% of your savings, go down the tube, that is going to put some doubt into you, and you're going to think, hey, here we go, 2008 all over again. Okay, so number three, again, this is just going back to things falling out of escrow right now. And I don't want to spend too much time because everybody knows about inflation, but I think a really big factor, in my opinion, is gas prices in California and Southern California. A lot of people are driving to work. A lot of people are spending where they were a year and a half, 2 years ago, $300-400 a month in gas. Now they're spending $800, $900, $1,000 just in gas alone. And that is really, in my opinion, the buyer that wanted to purchase a home or was saving money, that is again creating fear in the market to certain buyers. When is this going to end? Our savings are going down twice as fast as they were a year and a half, 2 years ago. And maybe that has something to do with, people looking for homes. They get an escrow, and then all of a sudden something hits in their brain that, I don't know how we're going to afford this house payment if inflation keeps up, gas prices keep up over the long term. Let's just stay where we are and keep our savings, you know, whatever it was, the $100,000, $200,000 that we're putting into this house, and make sure that we're going to be okay long term, depending on how long this goes on for. So those are just, you know, some examples and some factors. And I'm not saying that I'm right. Just things that maybe might be going through people's heads. You know, purchasing a home right now, and you can definitely tell that there's more nerves right now in the housing market and purchasing a home than there were a year ago. Absolutely. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is just a heads up to people buying new construction. Now, this is not going to hit everybody, but I guarantee you it's going to hit people throughout the United States, and there's going to be a handful of people that are going to get caught with this. When you go into a new home build and they say, hey, your home's going to be ready in 6 months, 9 months, and you're like, oh, I love this model. This is the home I want. This is what I want. Those 8 months pass, you sign a contract with the builder, you put your deposit in. Well, what happens if 8 or 9 months go by and interest rates, which are now, let's say 5.25%, are 7 in 6 to 9 months from now? And all of a sudden you don't qualify for that loan because you can't lock your loan until you actually go to escrow or till you get closer to actually closing on the home. So then what happens with the contract that you signed and the deposit you gave to the builder? This is just, you know, a heads up to anybody looking to buy new homes. Make sure when you do your pre-approval with the lender for the new home build, make sure you're approved at 7.5%. Don't get approved at the 5.5 or 5.25 that interest rates are currently right now. Be conservative. Do I think it's going to go to 7.5? I don't know. Probably, I mean, in 6 months to 8 months, probably not. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. And you could lose your deposit, and obviously that is not a good thing. So really, that doesn't have too much to do with the actual current market. I just thought of this the other day, and I wanted to give the tip to because I have somebody looking for new home builds right now. Just make sure that you're okay with a 7% interest rate on that build before you're actually giving deposits. Okay, guys, thank you very much.